Hello again in this installment of Spiritual Wisdom. Today I'm going to be talking about, are you still using the word cheap or dear? These two words, a lot of people use them, even in the manifestation community, or in the spiritual community. There's a lot of people who use these words cheap and dear. Before we get started, my name is Nicholas, so if you're new to my channel, I talk about witchcraft, spirituality, witchcraft, Wicca, paganism, self-love, manifestation, and all manner of spiritual topics. So if you're interested in those types of things, please subscribe, join this amazing community, and click the bell icon so you'll be notified each time I post a new video. And if you've been here before, welcome back. Thank you for your continuous support and guidance. I apologise if there's any noise in the background, but the most important thing is the message. And the message of this video is there's so many words that we use that are part of the English language. And the beautiful thing about the English language, it's a positive thing, but in some ways it's a negative thing, is that our language, a word can mean more than one thing. For example, prayer, the word prayer it can mean to pray or communicate with a deity, to petition a god or deity or higher being for guidance, help or support of some kind. But praying someone can pray on you. So there's two definitions of the word prayer. But the two words that everyone uses a lot in society, and we really should stop using them because these words are cheap and dear. Now, if you follow me on Facebook, I've spoke about this as well, but you shouldn't use the word cheap and dear. A lot of people, they want to be financially abundant. They want to be successful. But if you're abundant, that means you have lots of money. So to be an abundant person, a lot of people, they want to be financially comfortable. They want to be abundant in their life. They want to be abundant. But the reason why they're not receiving the wealth or abundance, a lot of people can block themselves from wealth and abundance. And using words like cheap or dear, they will block you. So let's start with the word cheap, for example. Cheap means it's reasonable and almost anyone can afford it. But what's cheap to you might be dear to someone else, because if someone had, let's say, if someone had £900 and a product's £50, well, that person's got a lot of money, so to them that product at £15 or £50 would be okay. But if someone only had £50 to their name, then to them that product would be quite expensive. But these ideas, cheap, these are just marketing ploys. So if you're still using these words, then you're in the matrix. You're still in the matrix. And even the more spiritually awake you become, you start to see things differently. You start to realise there's a lot of lies and delusions in this world. And in many ways, this world's the great Maya. There's so many delusions. But the more spiritually awake you become, you're able to free yourself from these delusions. And really, there's no such thing as cheap or dear. There's a price on that product. And you can either afford that or not. Most people, if there was a bag at £5 and a bag at £15, most people would probably buy the bag at £5 because they're getting a bargain or a deal. Some people would maybe go the extra mile and spend that £15. But you see, for the example, a lot of people would think, oh, buy the bag at £5, it is a nice bag, it's cheap, I'm getting a deal here. Some people, they'd buy something at £15 because they're going the extra mile. But the reality, what you're saying to yourself, if you're one of those people and you go, right, I'll buy this product or I'll buy that because it's cheaper, what you're saying to yourself self-consciously is that you're cheap and that you only deserve cheap things. Now, self-consciously, you're saying that to yourself and you're putting the wrong vibration and signals out to the universe. If you say something's dear, that you're saying to yourself psychologically, well, that thing's out of your budget, you could never afford it, and but you are unworthy of that, and that you will never have that. But with manifestation, there are no limitations. We limitate ourselves with words, but with the universe there are no limitations. But in order to manifest, you've got to be in the right vibration. So a lot of people, they might want to manifest love, for example, but in order to attract a loving partner, the right partner, you've got to love yourself, so you've got to be in vibration to that. A lot of people, they want to be financially comfortable, they want to be abundant, but in order to attract that, you've got to be in the vibration of abundance. And using words like cheap or dear, they're going to block your vibration, because if you're abundant and you've got lots of money, you can afford to buy anything. When I go shopping, personally, I psychologically say I could buy the whole shop, I could buy everything out of it. Now that may not be the case, but you should say that to yourself. I've got plenty of money, I'm abundant, and you know, you could buy the full shop. And if there's any item you see in that shop what you would really like and you desire, but you've not got the money for that at the time, don't say it's too expensive for you, or dear, say, but I don't have the money to purchase that at this time, but I know the universe will give me the money I need to buy this product I desired. So it's about rewording things, because ultimately if you're abundant, you can afford anything, you can buy anything, because in order to become rich, and the secret, a lot of the people that follow the law of attraction, when The Secret was being made, a lot of self-made millionaires were interviewed, and they talked about the law of attraction, and that was the secret. The law of attraction was the thing that made them rich, was the thing that made them financially successful. So they manifested wealth and success. But there's a lot to manifestation, there's a lot to it. The Secret does give a lot of information. It doesn't tell you everything they are about manifestation, but it does give a lot of information. And I would say, if you are guilty of using the words cheap and dear, stop using it. If you're still using it, that's okay, but this is your message from the universe, and a message from me is to stop using it. Because by saying something's cheap, you're putting a limitation on yourself. You're saying that you can only afford cheap things, you only deserve cheap things. If you're lucky enough to buy dear things, but again, by using words like dear or cheap, you're putting yourself into a box, you're limiting yourself. And we were not born in a box, we were born free. And I'll talk about Sky Cloud and what Sky Cloud symbolises, but you don't have to do rituals Sky Cloud, but there's a lot of wisdom that can be found in the Sky Cloud practice, and that's something I'll talk about, because there's wisdom to be found in anything, but the words cheap and dear, you really should stop using them, because a lot of people, they want love in their life, they want to be rich or abundant, financially comfortable, but they're using the wrong words, which blocks those things that they want. And if you're using the word cheap or dear, that's going to cause a blockage, because you're saying to the universe you can only afford cheap things, because the universe is like a mirror. Your thoughts, how you think it, how you say it, and how you feel it is how it's going to be, because the energy you're vibrating at and the energy you put out, you're going to attract that. And life isn't something that happens to you, it's something you react to with your thoughts, feelings and actions. That's what life is. There are things that do happen in your life that are out of your control. You can't control what other people think or do, but you can always control how you respond to other people, how you react. And also, there's a lot you do have control over in your life. There's a lot of things you can control, how you think, how you speak, and how you act. So you've got a lot of control over that. And ultimately, the message in this video is stop using the words cheap and dear, because they're going to create an energy blockage when it comes to wealth and abundance. Because if you're wealthy, if you're abundant, you can afford anything. And a lot of people, they want to be wealthy, they want to be abundant, but what blocks that is this idea of things being cheap and going for the cheap option rather than going for what your heart truly desires. Because if you've got plenty of money, you know, you can buy anything. So when it comes to having a spiritual awakening, there's many levels to it, and waking up is something. A great example of how cheap and dear are a delusion, and if you're still using those words and you're still operating from that mindset, then you're still in the matrix. And to me, having a spiritual awakening, it's getting further and further out of the matrix. But there's so, you know, in many ways this world is like a big web of lies. There's so many delusions, there's so many things that have been put into place. There's so many things that have been put into place by the elite, by the powers that be, to keep us where we are, to keep us enslaved, or to keep us a prisoner of life. And I'll talk about that. How do the elite imprison us? And I'll talk about that. But as always, the message here is there's no such thing as cheap or dear. These are just market employees to draw you in. Black Friday is a great example of this. Now, years ago, maybe with Black Friday, you could get a deal, so to speak, in the sense maybe you did get some money off a product, and the product would be at a price that people would prefer to pay for it. But now in today's world, the curtain of Black Friday is sort of off. So when Black Friday happens, they will give you some deals, but then after Black Friday you realise you haven't saved any money, you didn't really get a deal. If you're wise enough, you'll realise that Black Friday is all a delusion, but cheap and dear are a delusion. There's only a price. Rather that price is cheap or dear is up to you to make, but there's no such thing as that. There's only a price, and if you're abundant, you can afford any price. And that's why it's important to stop using words like cheap or dear, because if you've got lots of money, if you're financially comfortable, you can buy anything. You can buy anything. You can buy any material object with money. You can buy anything with money. If you're abundant, you're financially comfortable, you can buy anything what money can buy. And there's lots of things what money can buy. Money can buy nice holidays, it can buy nice clothes, it can buy material things. And money is not the root of evil. Money is the root of comfort. It's the root of comfort, the root of survival, and the root of luxury. And I'll talk about what is the root of evil as another video that I'll be doing. But as always, have a great day or night whenever you're seeing this video. Thank you for your support. And the message in this video, if you want to be rich, if you want to be financially comfortable, if you want to be abundant, and to me, it's, you know, we can all become rich, we can all become financially comfortable, we can all become abundant. But in order to become abundant, we've got to stop using the wrong words, we've got to stop being in the wrong frequency. And thinking bad about money is not, you know, if you've got bad thoughts about money, you want to change those bad thoughts into something positive. Affirmations can help you there, or just writing down what are your bad thoughts about money and change them. Also, tip number 2 when it comes to manifesting wealth and abundance is stop using the word cheap and dear, and realise you get plenty of money, you can buy anything money can buy. Because there's so many words we use what we shouldn't use, and we should use a different word instead, because words have got an energy to us and a vibration, and every word you speak is either a self-conscious thought, the back of your head, or a conscious thought. And your thoughts create your life, they affect your feelings, they affect your world, and every thought you have goes to the astral realm and takes a life of its own. So If you wish to be abundant, financially comfortable, stop using the word cheap and dear, because there's no such thing. It's just all marketing ploys, all delusion. However, until next time, thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking to the end, and thank you for all your support. And tomorrow I'll be making a video about Aventurine Crystal and its magical properties. So thank you for watching, thank you for your support, because I really couldn't do these videos and I wouldn't have a channel if it wasn't for you watching and supporting my videos. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I'm so grateful to all of you who follow me. And as the channel grows, the way I see it is I'm helping more people, I'm inspiring more people. And until next time, have a great day. May part meet again. Blessed be.